Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Keith and Glory.
We're Not Sorry, your new favorite podcast where two lifelong best friends bring you lighthearted banter on all things pop culture, fashion, music, and everything in between. With 30 years of friendship under our belts, we're diving into hot topics, real-life stories, and playful debates. And we want to bring you along for the ride. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the first episode of Keith and Glory, and We're Not
Sorry.
This is just kind of like a labor of love we've been talking about for a long time, Glory.
Yep.
Just a labor of love. And we're two best friends. We've gone through many facets of our life together. Teenagers in our hometown in Northern Canada. We have been roommates in our early adulthood, and we've remained best friends over the years. And we just thought, we enjoy ourselves so much. Our conversations are so entertaining to us. We thought, let's bring the world in on this.
We think we are podcast gold. Specifically, Keith is podcast gold. I'm just more here for the ride, but we think we're funny, so we hope you do too.
Well, first of all, we want to start with the cocktail of the week. Glory, what are you drinking over in Peachtree City, Georgia?
Well, I thought I'd start off the first series with just a simple glass of Pinot because it is my afternoon drink. It's an afternoon on a Saturday, and I just wanted a nice, crisp white wine, but I will mix it up and do better as we progress here.
That sounds good. I love white wine, like at a lunch with seafood. I'm craving that now. And so I'm drinking, of course, my usual vodka Diet Pepsi. Some establishments will call it the skinny bitch.
I love that. You are a skinny bitch.
I wish I was, but unfortunately, I'm chubby and nice.
And funny. You're super funny.
Just kidding. As the podcast goes on, they'll be like, did he say he was nice in episode 1?
So, Keith, can we just talk about your obsession with Diet Coke just for a minute and like coming down to Georgia when you were trying to find Diet Coke everywhere in Georgia? For people that don't know, it's Coca-Cola's capital is Atlanta. So the amount of Diet Pepsi you can find in a restaurant, it's small, it's slim pickings.
Yes, everywhere we went. And I've been addicted to Diet Pepsi for years and years and years. I mean, I drink it as my coffee in the morning because I don't drink coffee. I drink it with my libations. I drink it.
Libations.
No, libation. Isn't that a word?
I don't use it, but it's okay.
We're starting. And it's anyway, I'm just obsessed with Diet Pepsi. I drink it all day. Although, and when I was in Georgia, the home of Coca-Cola, I actually went to the Coca-Cola Museum, which was really cool and stuff.
Yeah, with my daughter. He took my daughter while I was working.
But I love Diet Pepsi, and there was no Diet Pepsi to be found in the home of Coca-Cola, Georgia. Okay, Glory. So first things to get to know us a little bit. I got some questions for the friend newlywed game.
Oh God, I'm scared.
It would rather be me, would it rather be you? Just so our listeners can get to know us a little bit more and the dynamics of our friendship, whatnot.
Okay, can I preface this that I have no idea what he's about to ask? Like, I feel like this is unfair territory. We should have a third party asking us this, but okay. Go on, proceed.
Right. Well, I have some questions I kind of got from the internet. And then I also have questions that Alex Cooper asked Paris and Nicole when she did her interviewing. As I was listening to that podcast, I was like, oh, that'd be funny for us to answer those two.
Oh, yeah. I've listened to that episode. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so who's the most likely to be the plan maker of the two of us?
Do you have to drink? Like, how are we doing this?
Me or you?
Oh, for sure you.
Yeah, I'm pretty the organizer, the plan maker.
Yeah.
Even when we were younger, I used to like to bring everybody together, start the party, start rumors,
I'm not a planner, believe it or not, which is crazy because my life revolves around so many things. I don't know how. I don't know how. I just goes through. Like, my husband's a planner. Some of my good friends are planners. I think that's how I get through.
The next question I think we'll obviously know the answer to. Who would you say has the worst dating history between the two?
Definitely me. Although you could give me a run for my money on a couple.
I've had a few, but I mean, I'd say your quantity is more. Maybe you have more rough around the edges, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've dated my fair share of frogs.
Moving on. Uh, who do you think back in the day was kind of more boy crazy?
I mean, you're gay. Is that a question? I guess
I mean,
maybe
we're always kind of
me.
boy crazy.
You
Yeah.
guys are like boy crazy every day. I mean, I don't. Can we say Ty?
Let's say
Or
Ty.
you don't agree?
What was your first email account? This is always telltaling about
It's the same one.
somebody's
I still have the same one. Glory dot. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna say it online. I don't need all the fan mail coming through just yet.
Hold the fan mail, please.
All the fan mail until I get a private or don't have a private account.
Yeah, well, I'm so old. I have the same one too, and mine's my full name at hotmail.com, and I'll take all
Who
the
has
messages.
Hotmail anymore? Listen, I work for Gmail, for Google. Get a Gmail.
I do have a Gmail, and I also have one through my work.
Yeah, Hotmail needs to die. Sunset Hotmail.
It's been my original one, so I've just stuck to it.
Okay.
Who throws the best party?
Ooh,
For sure, yeah.
100% me.
Location alone, your home is made for parties.
It really is. We just had the most. Can I talk about it really quickly? The most amazing. We did a first annual Friendsmas. There was like 65 people here. We had it was a Vegas theme, so everyone came really dressed up. We had like dealers. I had blackjack, poker. We had roulette. We had craps. It was such a good party. I have to say,
such a good idea for the holidays because everybody's wearing their sparkly outfits anyway, and they kind of go Vegas, you know.
I know. I need a new theme for next year. I think what I want to do next year is Olympics. So like Christmas Olympics. I don't know if you've seen those. I don't know how I'm going to do it with 60 people.
Like kind of
I might have to trim back. Yeah, like you do different games and come dressed as a country. So everyone's got to dress as their favorite. Wow. Yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning towards. But I have a year to think of it.
Okay. And yes, you throw amazing parties. Who had the stricter parents growing up?
Oof, not me.
Yeah,
my
probably
were
me.
Not. Yeah.
Probably.
Your dad was a cop. He used to pull us out of parties. Let's talk about it. For sure, your parents. Yeah. We'd be hiding from his dad, pulling us out of these weird parties at like, the cops are here. Shit, Keith, your dad's here.
That's never fun.
No. For sure, yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now the questions that Alex Cooper asked Paris and Nicole.
Okay.
Who's most likely to end up in jail?
You.
I would say out of the two of us, maybe me.
100%.
I never would want to. I actually have a recurring nightmare that I'm in jail and I'm in this like cement room and there's a little bar up there with like the tiny window and the bar's coming up and I keep on wanting to get air and I keep on going up like trying to breathe.
That might be something you need to talk to a therapist about. Like what? Why are you dreaming about that? Okay.
No. I also, this is a random tangent, but I also always have the dream that my teeth are all falling out and I push them out with my tongue like, and they all fall in my hand.
What?
Yeah. And I've looked it up. It means like possible death or something good in your future. Something I've read all different things. Maybe
those are two
listeners can
polar
tell
opposite
me what that
things.
means.
Okay, listeners, let's research. Help Keith with his nightmares.
If you could live in any era, what era would you want to live in?
150% 70s, all day, every day. I love
what part of the 70s?
The music, the vibe, the fashion. Like I still am a fashion.
Like what? The 70s is a 10-year decade.
Oh, I mean, I'm just going to go for the whole thing. Early 70s.
Okay, that's good. I'm going late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, no.
New York City, Studio 54, disco. It's like before AIDS, before any of that stuff.
Yeah, there was more like a harder vibe coming into the scene, more techno. Yeah, okay. No, I'm still going with my early records, hippies, peace, love, and I know that's kind of 60s, 70s, but that's the vibe.
Yeah. You're late 60s, early 70s, because kind of hippie boho.
Hippie boho. Yeah.
Sometimes. What do you think the other person's favorite food is?
Yours is anything truffle.
Yep. Yep, for
What's
sure.
Mine? You know what it is.
Sushi?
Yeah, it is
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And Thai, I would say. Anything Asian.
Anything Asian. Yeah.
Who would be the other person's celebrity lookalike?
You know who I'm going to say, and you're not going to like it. You know who I'm going to say. Perez Hilton. I feel like you should have been Perez Hilton back in the day.
That Eddie.
I know you hate it, but I feel like you should have his job. I feel like you
I don't look like him.
Okay, well, you remind me of him. Okay, who about me? Okay, let's hear mine.
I mean, now I'm going to want to rethink it.
I should have let you go first.
I'm going to say maybe like Demi Moore's like cousin from Kentucky.
Kentucky. I'm sorry for all the Kentucky listeners. I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm Canadian. I don't know what that means either. Like, I just think of some.
I mean, she's gorgeous. She's kind of making a comeback, this Demi Moore.
I want to see, and we'll talk about this in our aging episode, but that movie, The Substance.
Oh, yeah. I know.
You'll love that. Yeah.
But can we talk about Demi Moore? Did you read her book?
Loved her book.
I liked her book too. I read it. Yeah.
Loved Demi Moore.
She's awesome.
Like, so cool.
Yeah.
And her book was amazing. It was so good.
It was really good.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I mean, what do you think?
I would have to say probably a night owl because we've lived together. I've seen you trying to get your stuff together in the morning and not pretty.
I am not a good morning. I mean, I do it. I get up and I do my job every day. But if I could sleep in, I prefer to sleep in. I'm definitely more of a night person.
Me?
Oh, you're a morning person. You can't sleep in past 5 a.m. Like it's bizarre. Like we have a 2-hour time difference from Calgary to Atlanta. And I'll be like getting up on my way to work and he's texting me. I'm like, why are you up so early? School doesn't start till what? Like, what time do you have to be at school?
Well, for school, I am a teacher. I don't go to school. And we have to be there by 8, but I like to get there early in the morning because I am a morning person. And about like 2:30, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Last question. Dream house. Would you rather have your dream house on a lake or in a big city?
A lake. 150%. How about you?
Okay. I would say big city. Like, give me a city skyline any day of the week than the mountains or a lake. I love that.
But you don't have kids. Like, when you have kids in like suburbia, I don't know. Like, I get to I'm in the city during the day for work, and there's like I do live on a lake, and I love coming home to my little sanctuary. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, of course, you and I have a couple fun facts here about long distance friendships.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
One, Keith's serious when he looks over his glasses.
Okay. He's throwing a little every now and then as well.
My daughter now says it and makes fun of me for saying it, so I say it way too much apparently.
All the time, and I've been saying it for years. Like when we were like servers back in the day, I'd be like, okay.
I know, and then I think Khloe Kardashian came up with a Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's so similar to what we've been saying forever. So we love you, Khloe, though.
It was Cardi B, but yeah.
It was Cardi B. Then they did it. You're right. It was Cardi B. And then they did it on the fifth. Yeah, you're right.
So long distance friendships, only 40% of long distance friendships last. Now, we've been long distance for how long now?
Well, I've lived in the United States for 14 years.
Okay. And you were in Edmonton.
Before that, I mean, we haven't, and then Fort McMurray for 10. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Mm-hmm. So some things that help long distance friendships, the first thing they say that we'll do is, number one, it requires maintenance. And God knows we're good at maintenance. Last time I was there, we did an IV treatment.
I did one today. We talk about those? I go on a weekly IV drip with all my vitamins, all my saline, it rehydrates me. It makes you feel amazing. And they're like, that is such an American thing to do. Like, I was like, really? You guys don't do it over there? Anyway, if you've not explored this, I highly, highly encourage it. I had the compression things on my legs today. I had red light in my face, and I was doing an IV drip all at
Okay,
once.
well,
I
maybe
feel like a million. What?
well, you look like a million.
Oh, thank you.
And maybe we should do a podcast from there because Glory took me for my first one this summer when I was down visiting in Georgia.
I bet you they'd let us.
I felt like a real housewife for one, just sitting there laying in these comfy chairs with this IV drip. I was just like, whatever, give me a little bit of everything. And honestly, like we had been having a lot of fun when we were there. We were run down. And anyway, it made me feel like $1 million. Like I was surprised. I thought it was just like something rich people do because they think it's like a placebo, but it made me feel really good.
It's basically like vitamins. And then I did a markup so you can see what your body's missing. And so I was low on vitamin C. So now they give me a double vitamin C.
Oh,
like yeah. Okay. Don't knock it till you try it. Next Friday, I'm going for my next one, and they're doing it while I'm doing a facial. She said, you just stick it in, they wheel me in. This is the first time I've done a facial and an IV drip at the same time.
And is that at the same place that we went to? Wow.
Yeah.
Give me a shout out.
Listen, I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so this is good for me.
Yeah, give them a little shout out.
It's Restore in Peachtree City.
Restore in Peachtree City. It was so good. I still get emails from them. Love it. The second thing in order to make long distance friendships work, like Glory and I's, is make interactions meaningful. So when you see each other do special things, I'm like, well, when we're together, it's definitely meaningful. And we think of like there's a million private jokes and we die laughing together. One of the funniest things you sent me, Glory, or was it really funny, but it was so true. She sent me a meme that said there's literally nothing better than full on laughing with your best friend, and you both keep adding things that make it funnier and funnier until you can barely breathe. Now, of course, those are just such inside jokes that nobody gets, but I think they can understand on a friendship level. Like that's kind of our vibe where we just die laughing and add something and totally. Another thing is to stay in. Sorry.
Can we talk about your clipboard? Where did you get the clip?
Well, do you know what? It actually is my dad's.
Oh.
And
you must be in your parents' basement. You found a clipboard.
Oh, I've been using this clipboard. And it was funny because I watched the podcast last night of Emma Chamberlain. Or Chamberlain. I don't know. I'm old people. And she interviewed Kendall Jenner and she had one of these in. So I was like, instead of holding I'm just going to be just like the kids, just like the cool kids. Another thing is to stay in touch in many ways. So, of course, like sending TikTok, Instagram memes. One of the things we've learned to do over the years is when to answer a FaceTime call and when not to answer a FaceTime call.
I'm home in bed at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, which I do, and I've got a phone call from a FaceTime from Keith, and there's a few other of our good friends, so I won't know if they want us to mention names, but after a certain time in the night, that's a definite to like hit the go to voicemail. Like there's no way, and vice versa.
No way, unless you're somewhere and at the same predicted level that you think this person's at. But
otherwise, no, thank you. It's usually you're out somewhere and you've seen some random person I knew 20 years ago, and you're like, let's call Glory, and you're trying to FaceTime me with some random person I don't want to talk to in my pajamas, and like, I think it's the best idea ever, and it's just not. Yeah,
I know it does. Those phone calls always seem like such a good idea at the time, and then the next day you're always like, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I get why they didn't answer. And then remember important dates. So, like, you know, I have to remember for one, your engagement date, your first wedding day, and your second wedding day with Eric.
Yeah, you don't have to. You actually don't. I don't expect anyone to remember those dates. No, and can we explain why I have two with my husband? Because we eloped and then we had another backyard wedding. Yeah. Okay.
And you're just like, what?
But you don't need to remember both of those. I don't expect you to.
I know that was just one of my jokes, along with one of the things.
It wasn't that funny. Didn't land.
Cut that shit, Eddie. And then of course ask about new friends. And I think we've really done that, where we've really embraced each other's friends, and now the hometown where they live in now, Peachtree City, I'm in Calgary, and we kind of Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. I'm glad we're still friends after all these years and doing this podcast.
I feel
We're
like if you've got like those friends that you have forever friends and you know them and you always will stay connected. And I want to say I have forever friends all over the world. Like I've been fortunate to where I've lived, and you don't have to talk to them every day, but you pick up exactly where you left off, and
yeah.
they will always be forever friends. So I'm fortunate to have a few of those.
Yeah, me too. And
Mhm.
it's and it's just a classic friendship that, lots of mine are based on humor, laughs, fun. So it's like you just pick up where you left off, and like no matter if it's somebody you went to elementary school with, high school with, you kind of feel like back in that era when you see them, It's
Yeah.
fun.
There's also those people that you like knew a long time ago or like worked with years ago, or like you see them. Like, isn't this weird when you see people who are like, now we're in our mid 40s. So like seeing people you haven't seen, especially me, I've moved away. So like seeing people I haven't seen in a really long time. Thank God for social media because you kind of see them. You're like, wow, like you look really different, or you're still doing that, or you know what I mean? It's funny to see
Totally.
where people sort of ended up on the spectrum of their lives in their mid 40s because it's all over the place.
And some are surprises, some are not surprises. Like some I'm like, yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
pictured that for you. And like,
agreed.
wow, good for you. You were such like a ambitious girl in high school. Like I'm not surprised you're whatever.
Right. Yeah, agreed. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so as you know, the name of the podcast is We're Not Sorry, and we're going to be sharing a lot of opinions. So, Glory, tell me, what are you not sorry about this week?
Listen, I am not sorry about girls' trips this week. I went on the best girls' trip with two of my best girlfriends here to Nashville, Tennessee. And like, if you guys have never, for all the ladies on any men, anyone's looking to get a good guys or girls weekend away, Nashville is the place. Like it's one of those get in, get it. It's they call it Nash Vegas for a reason. I'm a big live music person. I love anything live music. You go in, it's like live music. It bar to bar to bar to bar.
Bar to bar to bar to bar.
Bar to bar to bar to bar. It's just a really fun weekend away. So I'm not sorry for girls trips. I think they're good for your soul. I feel like you need to get away from your children, your husband, your career. I think it makes you a better mother, a better wife, a better, maybe, I don't know if it makes me a better employee, but it's like, it's good just to disconnect, have a little bit of fun, and then
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance. I'm all about
That's
that.
so important. Wellness and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course, we all did Nashville for your 40th birthday.
We did. It was really fun. That was a fun weekend.
I have a video of us in an elevator at maybe 10:30 in the morning, just screaming. It's like we are so loud. That's one annoying thing about girl trips. And one thing
The
I'm
noise
not sorry
decibels.
for going on girl trips is all the woos. There's a lot of woo. Right? It's the land of the
like to have a
woos,
little bit of
those
fun.
girl
Yeah.
trips.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What are you not sorry about?
You know what I'm not sorry for this week, and this kind of bothers me sometimes. It's something that's been on my neck, as
Oh,
we
I can't
say.
wait to hear this. Okay.
I'm not sorry about being rude to people that don't make eye contact with me or smile at my dog when I'm walking my dog. I think those people have deep-rooted issues that they don't like animals, and I've just had it.
So, like, explain it. So, when you're walking past anyone on a street,
So
I'm supposed to smile and nod at your dog and compliment your dog?
No, but like, I don't know. Maybe this is a Canadian thing, but when we walk by someone, you're always like, "Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?"
I mean, I don't think it's just a Canadian thing.
And then you look. So I'm walking a dog. Most people will look down at the dog and like,
Like, give
a
a
little
smile.
smile. No, a few people have driven me crazy about this. There was this one guy that I got, and yes, I walk my dog 4 to 5 times a day. So I'm sure my
And
neighbors.
he says he's not a dog crazy person. 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah, but my dog has so much energy. So much energy. I'm trying to wear him out, and I'm trying to lose some weight myself. So I think
Okay.
win-win.
Okay.
And so I walk and I see this old man all the time. Every time I see him and he's saying, "Oh, you got a license for that thing?" Or "Who's walking who?" Or like the same thing every single time. And I'm like, at least smile at my dog because he's so fucking cute. And then
Yeah, but is he not? I think that is his way of being like interactive. No.
every single time. So finally I said to him, I said, well, he's the cutest one at the house, so he's the boss. He's like,
So you entertained the jokes.
I did. And then the guy says, well, I'm the cutest one at my house, but I'm not the boss. And I said, oh, I'd hate to see what the other person looks like. And since then, that old guy hasn't said a word to me. We're just
and does he smile at your dog? Does he smile?
No, he doesn't smile at my dog. Another thing that was like a couple of years ago, I was dating this guy, and he came over, didn't know I had a dog. And my dog is like a pug Boston Terrier, just like a little guy named Carl. Super cute.
Carl with a K.
Carl with a K. And he was scared of my dog. Like, talk about like what the kids say, like an ick that you would have over a guy.
Yeah.
Like jumping up and running away from Carl because he's so scared. I was like, oh God, you're so not attractive right now.
Okay, but your dog is like hyper. Like people are scared of dogs. Like when Coco, my dog, is barking at nothing or at the front door, we're doing construction, like it's nonstop. She's barking at something.
Coco does bark. That's the one thing Carl doesn't do.
Oh, she barks way too much. Anyway.
And then, of course, do you remember my famous fight that I got into? My one and only fight. I'm a guy who probably should have been punched out many times in my life because I'm a little mouthy sometimes. I was walking Carl, of course. This comes back to the dog. And I'm walking, and in Calgary, where I'm from, we have these things called Chinooks, where we're right near the mountains. So it's like a warm winds that we get in from the mountains, and everything melts. All the snow melts and everything. So I'm walking Carl, puddles everywhere. And this old, like, school, like, Buick Cutlass something.
I used to drive. My parents used to have a Cutlass Supreme. Okay?
Everybody's did the Buick, yeah. And anyway, cruises by me. Right in a puddle because I'm just looking at people because I see all the puddles. Most people go around.
Right.
So I'm holding a bag of shit in my hand from Carl. He flashes me. I'm like this. Throw the bag, not knowing, with no athletic skill, it lands right on the guy's hood.
Oh.
He's driving. This guy freaks out, slams on his brakes, reverses through the puddle, and he gets out of his car and like he comes at me. And I was like, oh my God, like I've never been in a fight before. Like, what am I gonna do? Wow. Let me tell you, the mama bear came out. I threw down the leash. Guys coming back to me. I don't know what came over me, and I'm gonna swear here, but I just said, back up, motherfucker. And took a step forward and pushed him with two hands. This man fell backwards into the puddle he splashed me with.
This is funny, not funny. I mean,
he gets up and he's so pissed off, and he's like, gets back in his car and like squeals away. And I was like, oh my God, I just won my first fight. And then I look around.
We do not condone any physical violence on this show, just for the record.
No, nor do I.
But if you know Keith, this story is absolutely.
I'm not a fighter. And then so I'm like celebrating my fight. I don't know how fighters celebrate, like this. You know, hold your hands in the air. And then I was like, oh fuck, where's my dog? Of course, I let the leash go while he's running up trying to stop my fight victory dance and chase my dog around. Get back here. So it was kind of full circle. I was kind of felt like Jake Paul.
For a minute. And then you had to go get the
And then my sails got deflated pretty quickly.
Where's my dog? I've never been in a fight either. I don't, we don't condone it. But
no, nor have I. But like I said, I probably should have been punched out many times.
Can I tell you about a neighbor, and I won't name names, what happened to her about a bag of dog feces?
Please.
So they were building a pool, they were putting up a fence, and they had to do a property assessment. And the property assessment basically came back that they had more property on the other person's side of the fence. So they politely went and knocked and said, okay, like, look, this is our fence. This is our property line. It's actually past where you think it is. We're going to put a fence. Anyway, so it started this, long story short, started a war. So they have
neighbor fights.
Okay, well, I don't. It's nothing worse than having a bad neighbor. I am so fortunate to have the best neighbors. If you're listening, I love you all. Anyway, so this is in this neighborhood though. So this guy they caught it on Zoom, takes a bag of. Oh, and then his complaint was that the people that were putting in the pool were shitting in his backyard. Not
that
using the
people were.
The workers that were installing the pool or whatever they were using, not just going number one, going number two in his bucket. So there was this whole, I think it like started and then it escalated. Okay. So this guy on Zoom camera comes over, puts this bag of poop on their newly
human or dog,
I think.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, dog. I think it's dog.
I
hope it's dog. It could, I don't know if they inspected it, but put it on their hot tub. And then again, you see him joyfully going over back to his house it's all on camera. And so she's like, oh no, she called the cops. Good for her. I was like, you go, girl. If someone did that to me, like
100%.
Grow up, like let's be adults. Anyway.
Now, time for one of my favorite segments, Glory. It is time to educate the straight. I did not mean to do that voice.
Oh.
1 sec. I'm trying to introduce my segment, Educate the Straight. Let me try this one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
Can you give everyone we got a soundboard. So Keith is like going crazy with the soundboard, basically.
And I've actually been kind of chill this episode, but
get ready.
This is our favorite segment. It's time to educate the straight.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of heterosexual people, and they love to ask questions, some super invasive questions, but I'm just like, I just let it all go because I think it's hilarious.
So even me being best friends with you, I still have always questions. It's like an underground scene. And let me preface this by saying there is no labels. We are love is love. Like there is absolutely no labels in this house. Like I want to make sure that's clear. Yeah.
100%. We're inclusive to everyone and every kind of everything.
I'm actually a really big believer of that and I stand for that on all facets of my life. So just wanted to make sure that's there. Yeah.
Yep. And myself being a gay man, I'm a proud member of the Legitimaquah, which I call the LGBTQIA.
It almost sounds like Quebecois.
Adding letters, so Legitimaquah kind of flows off and sounds a little more like exotic, don't you think?
I really love it. I don't know if I could say it. Legitimaquah.
Legitimaquah. Don't forget
I forgot the B. Sorry about the B's. I'm sorry.
Sorry, bisexuals.
I didn't mean anything about that. Meant no disrespect.
So for the first Educate the Straight, I would like to tell everybody the different types of gay men. Now, of course, as we prefaced before, labels are for soup cans. But first, I'm going to say the name, Glory, and I would like you to predict. Some of them some of them you may have heard of. Some of them you may have not.
See, this is where I'm okay. I mean no offense when I'm going into this because I'm just guessing.
So, Glory, what do you think? This is a pretty common one. What do you think a twink is?
In the gay world, I feel like it's a more feminine, flamboyant man.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Ding,
kind
ding,
of
ding.
the gay, like effeminate, sparkly, kind of
skinny,
long.
Skinny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. Just,
Cute, like makeup, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some like famous, like, like if Timothy Chalamet was gay, he would be a twink. He's kind of got that body type.
Right.
And of course, Troye Sivan is the king of the twinks, right?
I don't know who that is.
No. Well, the gays will. Okay, so we know what a twink is. What do you think a twunk? A twunk.
I mean, sounds like hunk, rhymes with twink. Is it like a mix? Like a hunkier twink? Is it a hunkier twink?
It's a hunky
like a beefier?
A twunk. So kind of like a beefier kind of workout, pretty boy kind of.
Like, are you into twunks? Or are we going to save that to the end? Let's save it
I
to the end.
don't know. I kind of feel twinks and twunks are of a certain age that I'm way beyond by now. So I'm not really a fan of twinks or twunks, no.
Okay. All right. But I never heard of twunks.
A twunk would be like maybe like Justin Bieber, like a skinny guy who's got like a little more muscle and kind
Okay.
of
Yeah. But not super beefy.
not super beefy.
Okay.
Which brings us to the next one. An otter. What do you think an otter is?
Ooh. I have no idea. An otter. Someone that swims really fast in the. I know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm at a loss. What's an otter?
An otter is a gay man who's kind of very hairy all over his body.
Oh, I wasn't expecting it to
Smaller
say
in
that.
frame. A smaller frame,
But hairy.
hairy little otter. Yeah.
Okay.
Which brings us to the next one, which is a gay bear. And I think a lot of people know the gay
I've heard the bear before, I think that's the beefier, kind of burly, hairy, kind of like that kind of vibe.
Okay, the bear, of course, is the famous gay.
Right.
Everybody loves a bear. Just a little bear hug every now and then.
Is there any more?
What do you think a gym bunny is?
A gym bunny? A gay guy that works out at the gym?
Totally like the hot guy, ripped. So many gym bunnies.
Oh.
It's so funny. All these types are named after little animals, and they're such
I know.
cute
What is
little
with
animals.
you? Okay, explain that. What's with the gays and the animals?
I don't know, I guess. It probably all started with the bear. Everything does.
Okay.
And everything starts with a bear, Glory.
Okay.
Okay, so what about a daddy?
Like an older gay? Or is that a golden
Older
gay?
gay, experienced businessman.
But is there a golden gay still? That's an older?
Golden gay would be like, senior citizen.
Oh, okay. So daddy's kind of like...
But senior citizen in the gay world is like 30 plus.
So what age do you transfer into a golden gay?
It's sad but true. I think I'm there.
Are you a golden gay? Well, are we going to get to what you are after this? I think we are.
I think we are, and I think it might be the last one, which I hate. Okay, so what about a gamer? Now, this is Gaymer.
I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is that they play video games all day, but I'm sure that's not
I don't know. I've never met one of these.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, young, fun, fans of cartoon and video games.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. A gamer.
And okay, the last one, a chub. What do you think a chub is?
Oh, do I have to answer this one? Like an overweight gay?
Kind of overweight, young, and shaved. Right? So it would be, that's what they say. So a younger bear, a younger bear with no hair.
Okay, a bear with no hair. A young bear with no hair. Why doesn't he get an animal name? Why do you have to go to chub?
Just gets a chub. I mean, I guess it's better than fatty. I don't know. The poor guy.
Poor guy. Okay. Are we done with the names?
Those are all the different types of gays. But
I have so many questions.
Okay, please.
Okay. The first question is, I want to know what you think you are. And then the second question is, what are you attracted to?
Oh, good questions.
You don't have to look at your clipboard.
I would say if I was looking at all the different kinds, I would say what I'm attracted to more would be probably a daddy or a wolf. Did we say wolf?
No. Another animal we haven't discovered.
A wolf is a mature man, furry, athletic, and bearded.
What's the difference?
Well, a bear's older, gay, above 40, larger.
I've lost track. Okay, so you're
skinny bear. It's a
okay.
skinny
And
bear.
what are you?
I don't know. I would say, I mean, sometimes a wolf, sometimes a chub, and sometimes a bear. I like to vary in sizes. I always say if somebody broke into my house, they would probably run out thinking 4 men lived there, looking at my medium to triple XL closet.
I think that's everyone's closet, don't you think? Like I'm like I feel like I'm Oprah. I'm fat or I'm skinny. Like that's just my life.
Well, we have to have a whole other episode on your closet from your closet. But
Oh, the Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Glory's got an amazing closet that's just under construction, and we will get back to that later because we're going to be filming an episode from there soon.
Okay.
So those are the types of gays. Next episode, I'm going to be talking about the types of lesbians, which I knew nothing about. So
I don't even know.
Interested because another thing that I think maybe a lot of people outside of the gay world don't know is typically gay men and lesbians are not typically the best of friends.
I know. I knew that. I know that because of you. You never had lesbian friends.
And I love lesbians. Like I love like a cool like leather jacket, like hairdresser, like super cool lesbian. But gay men I find have more in common with straight girls. You know, we watch all the same shows, pop culture, all that shit. Where lesbians typically have more in common with straight men.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. But I mean, hey, I love all.
We love all.
All right. So another thing, and I love that our podcast is called We're Not Sorry, because guilty pleasures, Glory. I always feel I have so many what people would call guilty pleasures, but I always say to everybody, I don't feel guilty about anything that gives me pleasure. I'll tell you that right now. Like my guilty pleasures, whether it's TV shows or songs, I shout from the rooftop. I have no shame in my game whatsoever.
I agree. Things that bring me joy, I'm going to always do.
Why should you feel guilty about any pleasure at all?
Agreed.
Which brings me to, my show that I'm obsessed with right now. I think it's a whole city I'm obsessed with right now, but Salt Lake City. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are having a phenomenal season. Last year, they're nominated for awards. It's crazy. The last year with the screenshots, timelines, all of that. And the reality Von Teese kind of blew up. I thought, all right, so Salt Lake City is going to take a 2-year hiatus where it's kind of be shitty and then it'll come back.
Right.
It did not. Are you watching? I know you're watching.
I'm watching it. Yeah. Okay. So what do we love about it? I think Bronwyn came in really hot and good. Like she was a good ad. You like her, you don't, but she's still stirring up the drama.
I loved her at first. She came in hot, and I was like, oh, yes, the fashion she was bringing, the kind of the quirkiness, like dressing up in costumes to get her husband at the airport, that kind of stuff. Like,
right. Yeah.
That was kind of crazy. But
so what are you loving about this season?
I feel like Bronwyn's trying too hard. She's watched a lot of Housewives shows, and now she's trying too hard. What I love about this season can be summed up in one person. And that is All Day for Angie K.
Oh, you're all with Angie. Okay.
Oh my God. She is my favorite housewife of all time. Angie K. I'm going to DM you. You better be watching Angie K.
I do like her. I love her fashion. I think she's real. I do really like her. But all time over Phaedra?
Well, I don't know if over Phaedra, but what I loved about her the most is she was a slow burn. She came in as a slow burn friend and was kind of annoying and weird. Remember, I don't know, Jen Shaw throwing her shoe off the yacht and stuff. Yeah. But she's found her voice this year. She's found her voice. And now that she's not just a friend of, we see the whole being. So we see her with her dad. We hear the story about her mother. We see her with her daughter, with her husband, which is just kind of brings the full character growth and has just made her amazing. And then, we cannot be amiss without talking about high body count hair.
I didn't even know that term till I watched the show. Did you?
High body count? Well, yes. I knew what's your body count is what the kids say. Like,
oh, I see. I'm so old. I didn't even know, and I was like, high body count. Okay, I mean, but
high body count hair with your porno tits, with your high body count shoes. It was I mean, it was one of the best reads of Housewives history.
Okay. Wow. I'm surprised you. And how are you feeling about Beverly Hills this season?
I mean, Dorit came in driving through the
She's
Hollywood Hills,
another one.
smoking a cig. Like,
She's found her voice, and I'm here for it. It's like,
oh,
listen,
I love
I
Dorit.
love Dorit. I love her
love you and-
fashion. I just like, I think that's what I like love so much about her, that she knows how to put together a beautiful outfit. She understands like vintage and couture. I don't know. She has great taste, and not that that's all that matters, but
It's not,
I
but
do really love that and resonate to her because I feel like she's just fab.
and she's found her voice, and we're just like gay clap. This is a gay
I
clap.
do feel bad. Oh yeah,
for Dorit.
we do like scissor snaps.
Another thing that I just started watching was Selling New York City.
I haven't started.
These Selling series, Selling Sunset. I think we're in season 8 by now. I kind of stopped watching it.
See, I like Selling Sunset. I think that one's a good one. I think the other one was the Selling
OC, Selling the OC.
OC. It wasn't as good. I think it was okay.
I think they had like Selling Tampa too, somewhere in
Not
Florida.
good.
Yeah.
Like some of them are good. But what I do love and like I'm gonna miss is $1 Million Listing. Like I love Tracy Tudor.
Tracy
She is
Tudor.
she is a badass businesswoman, freaking brings it in the fashion, just not afraid to speak her mind, intelligent, smart. Like she is one of my she's
Tracy
everything.
Tudor.
Love
Come
her.
on the show.
Tracy Tudor, I love you. Yeah. We love you.
Thing. Clip.
Yeah.
I'm going to send that to her DMs because I do like to DM celebrities. I feel like there's too many of them, too many Selling series. And when you go into it, talking about $1 Million Listing again, when I've listened to interviews by them on Jeff Lewis Live and all those kind of shows, these people, they don't see at open houses. I don't know if these people are selling houses or just sitting.
No, well, real estate is very difficult. So you can sit on $1 million homes, or you can have one a year. So do you know what I mean? Like
That's
real
true.
estate is very competitive. I think once you've made it, you've made it. But it is like even on my block alone, there's like 5 men, mostly women, that are like realtors, and like it's a very, very competitive market. Although I think I would do really good in real estate.
You would. I think I would too.
Yeah, I love houses.
We'd be a little dynamic duo, Josh Flagg and Tracy Tudor.
My next life. It's too late to start on that, I think. You have to start when you're young. So I do think there's not enough content right now, like that's on reality TV. Maybe plug that there might be something exciting coming in 2025. We're not going to disclose, but it might have to do with pilots and wives. I think we can talk about it.
I mean, I think we need a full episode on it.
We will when we can. But I do think there's lack of content. So I think people are just like going to the same things, right? I think we need something to divert. I think that's why that Mormon Wives did so well, because it was something different. Yeah, exactly.
Really different. So, Glory, I've known you a long time. One thing that I've always appreciated of you, especially of a gay man and as your best friend, is your fashion sense.
Okay.
I feel like you've always brought it. You always like to take risks. Mm-hmm. Some haven't always turned out, but most have. And I love that. And I feel like now that you're in this new career, you have this whole expansion of like luxury. So I'm sure people would love to hear some fashion tips from the fashionista herself.
Well, I love that you're calling me a fashionista. I don't know if that's, I mean, I love fashion, but like for winter tips or just in general, or what? Like what's hot right now in my closet?
Well, what would you say your fashion winter must-haves as we're in winter?
Yeah, I think for right now, like what's really, really, really in style for me anyway, so first of all, this is always in style in my closet. And when we do a closet segment, which I think we should, you will see a lot of my closet, because it's you can use it during the day and at night, is blazer. I love a really hot fitted blazer.
You are the blazer queen. Like I picture you in my head. I picture you in a pink blazer.
hot pink. I've got all the different things. I mean, I just love, it makes me feel powerful at work. So I love it for a couple different reasons. I think it's really nice to throw on in the winter right now with like a turtleneck or something underneath a barrel jean. So right now it's all about
What's
the wide. So it's
what's
about
a barreled jean?
a barrel. It's called barrel. So it's about kind of a wider scooped leg. Some of them have really wide cuffs with a high heel.
Oh yeah,
Super hot look. Skinny jeans, girls, if you're still rocking them, although they're coming back on the runway, they won't be back on the street for at least another year or so. It's all about a wider leg, a looser fit with a high heel. You cannot go wrong. Like that is like my go-to right now in the winter because it's cold, right? You don't want to be in smaller stuff. I think color-wise, I'm loving like an ox blood, that red, that maroony red color
Ooh,
palette.
I don't know it.
Now you know. Like, and I actually feel like I decorate with the same things I'm wearing and gravitating to right now. It's kind of those vintagey browns, those blood reds.
Oh, I love that.
That
That
sort
is
of like
very you.
is very me. That pink, that kind of blushy, dark pink. Those are kind of the colors of the season, the vibe of the season. The whole winter thing right now is about kind of like boho shabby chic, which we already talked about. I love a good 70s vibe moment. I will always love a good bell bottom. I will always love that whole sort of vintage 70s. It will always be a staple of my closet. Rachel Zoe, you've got it good. She does it well every time. Look at her. She's timeless and she's got the same vibe time and time again. So shout out to her.
That's so true. And like she started dressing those like Nicole Richie back in the day, who's like
who's total boho. She still is. That's her whole line. Yeah. I think some weird trends that we're seeing this season, which I kind of love, okay, is like socks and heels, which I never thought I would ever love. But if you've ever seen sort of a kitten heel and a pulled up sock, we're seeing that. Like not a whole all the way up to the leg, but like a mid calf sock.
like a slouch sock with a
no,
heel?
like a heel. Maybe we'll have to like get a picture.
Like a Dame Platt?
No, like a pulled up sock mid calf with a kitten heel. It's a super hot trend right now. You love it or you hate it. It's kind of one of those. What else?
Do you know what I don't get?
Sorry.
The young kids these days that wear like dresses and skirts with like a pair of runners. It looks to me, and maybe because I'm old, that they're like commuting and have a pair of heels in their purse for work.
But it depends where you work. So in New York, that's all you wear because you're walking everywhere, right? So it's kind of the fashion on the street in New York. You're wearing kind of a high fashion with a heel, with a sneaker. Right now, actually in Google, it's a very casual atmosphere. And so where I used to wear a lot of high heels and really do it up, I'm actually pairing a blazer, some jeans, and kind of a really nice flat sneak. That's kind of my new vibe at work, which is still kind of like, now, professional.
Your flat sneakers are not these Samba Adidas that the kids are wearing. I'm sure they're Chanel and Dior. And
they're cute. They're cute. What else was I going to say? I think the other thing right now, because it's hot and I just got back from the ski hill in Tennessee, is if you're, not that Tennessee is the ski hill, but if you're going up to Aspen or you're going into these like really nice ski resorts, which a lot of us are right now, it's all about this Western versus like mob wife vibe. It's big furs, it's cowboy hats, it's cowboy boots, it's like ranch style versus big, huge mob wife fur, and I'm here for it. I'm obsessed with it. It's such a vibe. It's such a cool 70s vibe. I love it.
Wife vibe.
Yeah. So if you don't have a fur yet, let me tell you, I have a few in my closet. And it's funny, my girlfriends come over and we'll like have an outdoor fire or whatever. We'll all dress up in my furs, and they're fake and they're faux fur. If it's vintage, I guess I'm okay because it's vintage. I'm not all about new fur. Yeah, I'm not all about new fur. I actually prefer the faux. But if it's vintage, it's it's done. You might as well.
Well, Lisa Barlow was quoted on, who's an iconic housewife as well from Salt Lake City. Yeah. She was quoted on Jeff Lewis Live by saying that real furs are better for the environment. Now, I mean, it's just funny if you know Lisa Barlow.
I don't think she's. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it there. So those are my fashion tips. So if you're wondering what to go out in, if you just need a night out and it's kind of like even a casual, like even if I'm going on a date with my husband and I just need, it's winter, it's cold. You don't want to be uncovered, I go to a blazer. I go to a really cute pair of fashion forward jeans, a really nice pair of heels. I love a turtleneck. I know there are people, it's debatable, but I love a good turtleneck, or just even if you want something a little more low cut to make it feel a little sexier, cool. Those are my fashion tips for the season. Catch me in the spring. We're going to go a little brighter and different.
Glory loves a turtleneck.
That's my opinion!
Not everybody does. I know.
Do you know what? I love a turtleneck on a guy under a suit, like a black turtleneck, camel.
Totally.
Suit. Yeah. Andy Cohen, if you're watching.
Shout out. We've met him.
We did meet him. We'll get into that in another episode when we talk about stands.
Okay.
Hardcore fans.
Next. Stay tuned.
As we mentioned earlier before, I am a teacher. I've been a teacher for 20 years in Calgary, Canada. I know it's a really long time. I started when I was 12.
Stop aging us.
32 now. Anyway, it's one of my favorite jobs. It's my only job right now, besides being a super famous podcast host. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I love my job. Teaching for 20 years is one of the best things I could have done. I still have fun every day. I love it. And which brings us to our last segment. Our last segment of the episode is Ask Us Anything. We've opened this up to this week. I'm a grade 6 teacher, so the kids get sassier as they get older, as many of you parents know. And I asked some of my old grade 6 students that are now in junior high and are full of sass some questions, 4 questions for our Ask Us Anything today. Number 1 is why you, and I have to say this because if I said it in another voice, it would sound like they were being nice, but I have to state the questions is how like I read it in there.
Please do.
Number 1 is, why are you doing a podcast?
Oh, see, I have a very different response from my children in the house. They are all like here for it. I have a middle-aged son who's 15, and all of his friends are like, when can we listen to the podcast? So I don't know. Mixed reviews.
But no, I think they were joking more than anything. But I think we're doing a podcast because Glory has some major things coming in the future. I've always been made to be famous, and nothing's holding me back. Actually, I think I'd way rather be rich than famous, but
Same.
I mean, I'll take either. Question number 2 and Ask Us Anything. And this is what they ask me all the time at recess and stuff. Kids,
do you have to remove your headphones for this one? I can see you touching your head.
Darndest things. This time, they said, why can we see through your hair? They asked me at recess, everything. Yes,
why can we see through your hair?
I am losing my hair. I've been losing my hair for 20 years now.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No, I mean, it's funny now.
Just kids have no filter, right? Like
kids have no filter. One of the funniest things the kid said to me once was, I come back from my summer vacation. One of the reasons I am a teacher, thank you, 2 months in the summer, is I come back and this little girl, Allie, goes, Mr. Madge, your cheeks got so chubby this summer. And I was like, which ones?
You did not say that.
I did not say that, but when I tell that story, I say that. Okay. But yeah, kids. And then this brings us to the next question. Number 3, they put, and I put this in a question box so I wouldn't know who it was from, but I know exactly who this is from.
Did you give anonymous? Like, was it like anonymous?
Yeah.
Thing? Oh, okay. I love it.
Well, otherwise they would, yeah.
They wouldn't ask the right, yeah. Okay.
So this one is, why do you wear those shoes?
What shoes are we talking about before we go on? We just did a fashion segment. I hope they're not that horrible. What?
Those black suede like loafers I have.
Oh.
You know, with the blue underbottoms. And every time I wear them to school, I don't know if it's a meme or something the kids do, but they're always like, 1, 2, buckle my shoes. So, good
because they have blue bottoms.
No, I don't know. They look like maybe pilgrim, like penny loafers. I don't know what it is, but they make
Okay.
those shoes.
Okay, and you just like to which you say what?
I just
Get
do
to
a
your
little
seats.
jig. I do a little
You do a
jig.
jig. You go along with it.
I'm so used to being made fun of by kids. I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
And the last question you're gonna love: why is she so pretty? I showed them our cover art. Screaming in my ear.
Oh, sorry, but like I love your class. When can I make a cameo?
Anytime.
To which you said,
She's like a fine wine, getting better with age.
that's how I feel. Oh my gosh, Keith, this was so much fun. Episode 1 is done. I think I laughed a lot. I learned some things and I probably shared too much, but I'm not sorry. So that's awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited for the rest. You guys, if you're entertained, it's only going to get better and better. Any final words?
Keith and Glory, we're not sorry. Make sure everybody goes and likes the podcast. Make sure you follow our show. Make sure to subscribe, like, download, whatever they seem to do. Let's get this thing going. Thanks everybody for coming, episode 1.
Thank you.